A lot of people are saying it's harmful for the environment. However, when they move to proof of stake, this will place a greater focus on Ethereum from a lot of those institutions as well. A lot of those institutions that have been on the backside because they don't want a proof of work type of consensus, in my opinion, will start to jump the gun because Ethereum suddenly doesn't become as resource intensive as well. Hey guys, so I want to talk about Ethereum in this video. As you all know, for those who have been following me for quite some time, aside from Bitcoin, one of my favorites, not just in terms of where I spend the most time on, but what I've been trying to accumulate and build a base on is Ethereum. And as you all know, Ethereum is one of the most useful cryptocurrencies out there. And if you look at it, there's so much data about it in terms of adoption, the wallets that are being used, how much transactions are being used because of Axie, OpenSea, Uniswap. We're seeing a large amount of usage for Ethereum. So if you've been following the videos, I've mentioned Bitcoin as a store of value. I've been mentioning Bitcoin as digital gold, as something that's so precious because it's so limited and it's so scarce that you want to own as much as you can of it. Aside from it being a store of value and a medium of exchange, you can put contracts on top of it. It's like having programmable money, which I think will be the future of finance, which will be the future of art and collectibles because of NFTs. However, because of its popularity, one of the biggest issues of Ethereum is its scalability, meaning the larger Ethereum becomes, the more it becomes harder to use and the less efficient it is. That's why there are EIPs. For those who do not know what EIPs mean, they are Ethereum Improvement Proposals. And for those who have been following Ethereum closely, a couple of weeks ago, we just had the London upgrade or the London hard fork. That particular upgrade, 5 EIPs went live. EIP 3259, EIP 3198, EIP 3541, EIP 3554, which will pave the way for Ethereum 2.0. But the highlight of this video, and which makes Ethereum at least exciting for the last quarter of the year, is EIP 1559, which in my opinion addresses some of the concerns in terms of its gas fees, its scalability, and it will help Ethereum become a better experience in general. Because at the end of the day, the more NFTs we have, the more we see this explode and become mainstream, the bigger the need that we get to see the scalability issues get addressed. What is EIP 1559? To make it super simple, as you all know, we have miners. Miners uphold the system, they validate the system, they make sure that the system works. Some sort of incentive for that is they get paid. For Ethereum, they get paid via the gas fees that we give them. Every time you transact via a wallet, every time you make a transaction with that exchange that you're actually using, you are paying gas fees. Those gas fees form part of earnings for miners. The thing about that is this, because Ethereum has become so popular, everyone is crowding to be able to get a piece of that transaction. Everyone wants their transaction to go. And because of that, gas fees have gone up. To make your transactions go faster, you need to pay a higher amount of gas fees also. And comment below if you've ever experienced it, that the gas fees are so expensive versus the transaction that you are trying to make. And that's what EIP 1559 will try to address. Prior to EIP 1559, every time a transaction is made, the payment would go to miners and that becomes part of the revenue. Right now, it will be split into two. You have a base fee and you have a priority fee. The priority fee will be if you want your transaction to move faster. It's like a tip that you will give to the miners so that your transaction would have a boost to be transacted faster. But this is what makes EIP 1559 very, very interesting. A portion of that payment, which will comprise the base fee, which used to go to miners before, will be burned, meaning it will be taken out of circulation. Instead of it moving around and will be transacted or miners selling it, it's not going to be used anymore. If you follow the narrative, it's all about supply and demand. Increasing demand, lessening supply, it makes the price of a particular asset more valuable. And as you can see right now, right here, there's a lot of Ethereum right now being staked, meaning when it's staked, it's not being used. We're seeing a lot of wallets being formed. We're seeing a lot of transactions being built. There's so much new addresses for Ethereum, but there's a lot of Ethereum not moving around. And this is what makes it so interesting. If we're talking about Bitcoin as being so valuable because it's scarce, think about it. Every time a transaction is made, that Ethereum is burned. By the time I'm making this video, there's around 51,130.71 ETH burned. That's a 35.26 net reduction. What does that mean? Every time ETH is added into the system, it becomes inflationary. This burn does not make Ethereum deflationary, but it lessens its inflation. This makes inflation lower from around 4.2% to around 3%. And I'll say that over and over, 4.2% to around 3%, which somehow makes its net reduction around 35.26%. So by that alone, a reduction of supply by 35.26% makes it at least more valuable also. And as you've seen also, Ethereum has been on a tear, not just because of what this does in terms of what the upgrade did, but because of the lessening supply. If you've been following Bitcoin and its halving, every time what miners gets split into two, Bitcoin becomes more valuable. That's how you can actually view this as well. That's why also after the hard fork, we've seen Ethereum continually push up. And the narrative there is this: EIP 3554, which will pave the way for Ethereum 2.0, will transition Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. This will happen at the end of the year to the start of first quarter 2022. Please remember, one of the biggest issues of Ethereum as part of its scalability is that it's proof of work. It consumes a lot of energy and the gas fees are so high. When they move from proof of work to proof of stake, this will remove all of those scalability issues. And think about it this way: a lot of the institutions are a bit hesitant in proof of work type of mining, in proof of work type of consensus. A lot of people are saying it's harmful for the environment. However, when they move to proof of stake, this will place a greater focus on Ethereum from a lot of those institutions as well. A lot of those institutions that have been on the backside because they don't want a proof of work type of consensus, in my opinion, will start to jump the gun because Ethereum suddenly doesn't become as resource intensive as well. I'm not sure if you know this, but a lot of miners in the past, as they mine, they start selling. But because of this reduction also, this makes Ethereum more valuable and they have been holding. And think about the impact of that. Larger demand, larger transactions, more people opening up wallets, the boom of NFTs, the boom of NFT gaming like Axie. Think about the impact of that for the demand for Ethereum. A lot of people are not touching their Ethereum. Think about that, they're burning Ethereum right now, which limits the supply of Ethereum, which makes the inflation smaller. So please do remember, prior to this London upgrade, Ethereum has been one of my favorites. Even though it had high gas fees, even though it's currently still at proof of work, because of its use, because of the rise of NFTs, because of NFT games, because of smart contracts that could be built around it, because of DeFi. How much more when it moves from proof of work to proof of stake? How much more right now that gas fees become a bit more predictable? How much more right now also that its inflation will be lessened over time? How much more right now when its demand is massively bigger? So there, let me know your thoughts. If you guys have questions, feel free to put it in the comment section below and I'll try to answer it in a succeeding video. This is just me sharing to you and giving you an update also on what's happening on Ethereum. But please do note this, please do your research, please do your own due diligence, please take the time to learn more about what Ethereum is. Don't just buy it just because it's mentioned here in this YouTube video, because it's your money, it's your responsibility. If you have a financial advisor, talk to your financial advisor. You need to take the time to build the conviction to learn more about it. Don't listen to a YouTube channel just because it's talked about here. Please spend the time to learn. Please spend the time to earn the conviction that will allow you to invest in it. This is me sharing what I know about it, and I do hope it helps you and I do hope it adds value to you. And I really believe that learning things like this, learning where the future is headed, will heavily position you over the next few years to where the future will be. So if you want more of this, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. If you want to know more about trading using technical analysis or investing using fundamental analysis, we have seminars down below in the description. Feel free to join us. It's happening over the next few weeks. We have one this August happening this weekend. Then we have more happening the fourth quarter of the year. I've written 5 books which are available in Shopee and Lazada. Check them out if you want to get better also in the world of stock market investing. If you want to trade the cryptocurrency markets, check it out. We have Binance down below, which will allow you to invest in the cryptocurrency markets for $10, 500 pesos. And if your cryptos are already bigger, check it out. We have some hard wallets also down below to protect your crypto so that it's not anymore connected to the internet as well. So that's it for now. I hope that this is something that has helped you and gave you value to be able to invest, to be able to trade, and have general conviction in where you're supposed to deploy your capital. So this is Marvin Gurmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.